Arc Legends is a tactical card game where players summon famous legends to dominate their opponent. Game setup. Step 1. Decks. To set up the game, place your legend deck and support deck separately. The legend deck contains 10 legend cards, represented by this icon. The support deck contains 50 tactic, skill, chaos, and equipment cards. Step 2. Battlefield. A standard game is played on a 5x5 battlefield. Place your base card on this tile. They are represented by this symbol. Take 11 battlefield cards of your choice, shuffle, and place them randomly face down as shown. Flip the battlefield cards over. Decide who goes first. The player who goes first places a battlefield card of their choice in the center tile. Step 3. Morale. For a standard game, each player starts with 10 morale. To win, reduce your opponent's morale to 0. Step 4. Hand. Draw 7 cards from your support deck. Summon your legends to the battlefield by taking the top 3 legend cards from your legend deck and place them on your base card. You may mulligan once by shuffling your hand or legends back into their respective decks and draw the same number of cards again. Set your knowledge well based on the total knowledge from your summoned legends. Game phases. There are 5 phases in a turn. Start phase. At the start phase, draw a card from either of your decks and replenish your knowledge well. Support phase. In the support phase, you may take 3 types of actions. Action 1. Summon legends. You may summon any number of legends from your hand onto your base card. The number of legends you control on the battlefield cannot exceed the battlefield limit stated on your base card. Summoning a legend to the battlefield does not cost any knowledge. Instead, they permanently increase your knowledge well according to the knowledge on the top left of the card. Action 2. Use tactics. You may use abilities or cards with the tactic icon. A legend's tactic ability can only be used once per turn. Using tactic cards costs knowledge. The amount of knowledge needed is shown on the top left of the card. Action 3. Use equipment. You may use equip cards on legends in the battlefield. Like tactic cards, equip cards cost knowledge, shown on the top left of the card. Certain equip cards may have requirements. This card states that only warrior types may use this card. Place the equip card beneath the selected legend. Battle phase. In the battle phase, you may take 2 actions. Action 1. Move. You may move your legends on the battlefield. Each legend can move one space, vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. Legends cannot enter mountains. When legends land on lava, they receive a burn debuff, which decreases their health by 1 during your start phase. On the sea, legends receive a -1 defense debuff. Your legends may stack on top of one another but cannot move over enemy legends. Action 2. Attack. Your legends may initiate either a normal attack or skill attack. You can choose only one type of attack for each of your legends. When using a normal attack, ensure the enemy legend is within your legend's attack range. Your legend deals damage according to their total attack power on the bottom right of the card. The enemy legend takes damage and their health decreases accordingly. After the enemy legend has taken damage, they may counter-attack if their health is not at 0. The enemy legend can only counter-attack if your attacking legend is within their attack range. Some legends can unleash an ability using Zeal. The player's accumulated Zeal is drained permanently based on the skill's cost. Damage is calculated similar to a normal attack. Enemy legends hit by a skill attack cannot counter-attack. If your legend does not have a skill ability, they may use a skill card instead. Using skill cards costs knowledge. Your selected legend can then unleash the skill. Some skill cards have requirements as seen on the bottom left. Skill cards have the same attack range as your legend, unless otherwise stated. When a legend's health reaches 0, they will retire from the battlefield. Place retired legends in your retirement pool, according to your retired legend's morale penalty on the top left. Reduce your morale. Support phase. After the battle phase, there is another support phase to summon legends or use tactics and equipment. If your legend used a tactic ability in an earlier support phase, they cannot use it again until your next turn. End phase. During the end phase, discard cards till there are 8 remaining in your hand. You gain 1 Zeal for each of your legends that initiated an attack during the battle phase. Siege. If your opponent's base is unguarded, you may attack it directly. The opponent will take direct damage to their morale. If there is a legend in the base, any attacks will be directed to the legend instead. Stacking. Legends can be moved onto the same battlefield tile by stacking on top of one another. You may choose the order to stack the legends. Only the legends on top may attack and use abilities. Enemy legends may attack only the legend at the top. Legends stacked below are unable to attack or use their abilities. I set up my legend and support decks accordingly. I place my base card and battlefield cards face down along with the opponent. Both players flip the battlefield cards open. I go first after winning a dice roll. Then I place the last battlefield card. I then place the top 3 legend cards from my legend deck on my base card. My maximum knowledge is equal to the combined knowledge on my legend cards. I draw 7 cards from my support deck. As my Lady of the Lake has a trigger ability that allows me to search for a weapon in my deck, I choose Mjolnir to put into my hand. I choose to draw a card from my support deck. I equip leather armor on Gawain, and the knowledge in my knowledge well decreases temporarily to 1. I move Gawain here, Lady of the Lake here, and Sinbad here. I skip my second support phase and end my turn. Now, the opponent equips short bow on Zenobia. They then move legends and end their turn. My knowledge well is replenished to 4. I choose to draw a card from the legend deck. I choose to skip the support phase to go to battle phase. I move Gawain to launch a normal attack at Thor. Thor takes 3 damage. Thor counterattacks and deals 4 damage to Gawain. Gawain takes 1 less damage because of increased defense from the leather armor. Lady of the Lake uses an attack skill, Levin, on Thor. My knowledge well is now reduced to 1. Thor's HP is now down to 4. Thor cannot counterattack because Levin is a skill attack. I move Sinbad and launch a normal attack on Zenobia. She takes 3 damage and counterattacks for 3 plus 1 additional damage because she has a short bow equipped. Sinbad's HP is down to 4. I skip the second support phase and end my turn since I only have 1 knowledge left in my knowledge well. The player gains 1 zeal from each legend that launched an attack this turn. The opponent uses a healing potion on Thor to recover his HP back to 7. The opponent's knowledge in the knowledge well has drained to 0. Zenobia's tactic ability gives +1 strength to all archers and buffs herself. The opponent moves Zenobia to attack Lady of the Lake. This reduces Lady of the Lake's HP to 0 and no counterattack is possible. Lady of the Lake retires and is moved to the retirement pool. According to the Lady of the Lake's morale penalty, the player's morale decreases by 1. When morale decreases to 0, I will lose the game. The opponent's Thor moves and launches a normal attack on Gawain. Gawain takes 3 damage. Gawain counterattacks and deals 3 damage to Thor. Thor receives a burn debuff as he is standing on lava battlefield. During the opponent's start phase, Thor will lose 1 HP because of the burn effect. The opponent chooses not to move Aladdin and ends his turn. The knowledge well is replenished to 4 and I draw a card from my support deck. I summon Morgana from my hand to the base. My knowledge well increases by 2 from adding Morgana's knowledge. I activate my base card, Yggdrasil's Tactic ability, to heal Sinbad for 1 HP. I use Gawain's skill, Gringolet Charge, on Thor. My zeal drops to 0 because Gringolet Charge costs 3 zeal. Thor takes 3 damage. Thor cannot counterattack Gawain even though he is within range because skills cannot be counterattacked. I move Sinbad back and do not move Morgana. I end my turn and gain 1 zeal because Gawain launched an attack. Thor takes 1 damage from the burn debuff. Thor's HP is reduced to 0 and is moved to the retirement pool. According to Thor's morale penalty, the player's morale decreases by 3. The opponent uses a healing potion on Zenobia. At this moment, I declare the use of a chaos card, Sabotage, to cancel the healing potion card. Chaos cards can be used at any time. Like tactics, chaos cards require knowledge to use. Using this card takes 3 knowledge from my knowledge well. The opponent's healing potion goes to the retirement pool without its effect activating. The opponent moves legends back towards their base and ends their turn. My knowledge well replenishes to 6 and I draw a card from my legend deck. I use the legendized card on Gawain. I flip over the Gawain card and he recovers to full health. Gawain's stats are improved after legendizing. This is all for the basic tutorial. The Arc Legends team wishes you a fun time playing this game with friends and family, and a great time legendizing. Support us now on Kickstarter.